Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat with me, Jody Misiak. I am so excited to be here today. Our group is growing, getting ready for the Mamathon a week from today. Super excited. And if you are new to the group, welcome again. And if you haven't introduced yourself, please do so. We'd love to know more about you. And maybe you don't know who I am. And I am Jody Misiak, the founder of the Self-Love Club for Moms, and I'm also an empowered mothering coach and mommy guilt expert. So today we are going to get right into it. I have a jam-packed episode today full of amazing things. And the topic is how to eliminate negative self-talk chatter. And I'm going to share 8 tips with you today. 8 tips. I probably could have came up with more, but I had to stop myself. So grab your coffee, your tea, and come chat with me. Okay. So right at the start, right now, I'm going to just share a little bit about self-talk, negative thoughts. And then I'm at the end, stick with me, and I'm going to share those 8 tips with you. So first off, I want to let you know that if you are aware of negative self-talk and negative thoughts in general, I want to give yourself a pat on the back. Not everybody notices that. Being aware that you're falling into negative thoughts and negative self-talk is a really big step. Not everybody is even aware of that. So if you are, awesome. If you're not, maybe we should do another episode of how you can really fine tune those. It's really just about practice and being mindful of your thoughts. We can talk more into that. If that's something you'd like to have happen on a coffee chat, please let me know and we can do that for sure. So first step is even being aware of having negative self-talk and negative thoughts. And then the next is send yourself some love. It's all about loving yourself through this journey and loving yourself through the process. I find that the more we resist our negative thoughts and negative talk to ourselves, the harder it is for it to disappear or to let it go. The more we kind of fight it, the more we're like, I can't have these thoughts. The more we hang on to the idea that we need to let them go right away can really hold us even longer in those thoughts. And sorry, I have so many notes. I don't normally have notes. I usually go with my gut, but I wrote it all out last night from my gut. So bear with me today. So resistance is a big one. And then also just understanding that when we do have negative thoughts and self-talk, that actually just shows that we're at a lower vibration, a lower energy level / emotional level. And it's really about bringing ourselves up to the next level. So I'll explain how to do that just by some simple steps. And I think most things I'm sharing with you are going to take less than 5 minutes. And so we're going to do that in just a minute. The other thing is realizing that our negative talk, our negative thoughts are trying to tell us something. They're nothing to be feared, nothing to be ashamed of or feel guilty about. It really is knowing that it's okay to have these thoughts. Give yourself a big hug when it happens. And being aware that it's trying to tell you something. What I do this is actually something I actually do with a lot of my private clients, is we work on the emotion behind what's going on behind the scenes. So what it is you name it, you claim it, you release it, I'm jumping, grieve it, release it. And that is what we do. So That being said, that's the long term game. Because if we don't address our emotions, they are telling us things are negative, talk to ourselves, thoughts, they will come back. So if we cover them up with things, or we, worse, we just pretend to be happy. I did this for so long. You know, you read books where it says you need to be happy, you need to think positive thoughts. What was it? Fake it till you make it. I did that for a few years on my self love journey. And I realized that I didn't deal with the emotions that were underneath the surface. So things were good when I was always, pretending to be happy. And I was happy most of the time, but then something would trigger me and those emotions would come back. And then they would come back hard, like blowing up in people's faces. So obviously, years later, I discovered we need to work on what's underneath the surface. And that's just something that is a long-term focus. However, today I am going to share with you the short term quick fixes to kind of help, well, not kind of, to help you have less negative self-talk, or when you find yourself in those negative self-talk moments. Because even when we do, the deep digging of emotions and really getting to the bottom of things, we do have thoughts here and there that pop up. I do too. And I had one yesterday. So I'll share with you exactly how to shift your mindset in those moments. So the first one is this is something I've actually just learned and I love it. So this is great if you're just all of a sudden you're noticing. Again, a big step is even noticing that you're falling into a negative thought pattern, or you're just your mind's wandering into the dark side of things. And it's about looking around you and just focusing on something you love. Now, this is not about fixing anything and making something better than it is. It's just looking at things. Like maybe the sunset, and you're like, oh, the sun, this beautiful sunset, and just picking things around you in your surroundings. Maybe it's the morning, and you can look outside. I know we have a bird feeder. And it's like, oh, look at the beautiful birds. And it's just start looking around your space. Maybe you just bought a new piece of furniture and it lights you up. Look at that again. And it's just grabbing those things around you. And the more you look at things around you and you appreciate it, the higher vibration, the higher the energy you'll be in. Now, number 2, one of my favorites is create a playlist on your phone or any device you have that you carry around with you. That's why I say phone, because most of the time we're carrying it with us. And what you do is you have a playlist of the music that lights you up, whatever that may be. It might be like high energy, it might be classical, country, jazz, whatever it is for you. And you just put it on your playlist. And when things are feeling a little overwhelming, where thoughts are coming in that you don't want to have anymore, put on your playlist. And even better yet, do a little dance for, the song. And usually songs are between 3 and probably no more than 5 minutes. So it's perfect to fit into your day. And you could even accompany that with, I have a mini trampoline. And you can jump on that for a song. Usually I do 2 or 3 songs. I try to do for about 10 minutes. So maybe 4 songs. So it's about getting your body moving, but not for the long term. And because Leah said, walks take a half hour and meditating can take a half hour. I find that I have a lot of 5-minute meditations, which are amazing too. Being a busy mom, we just don't always have time to meditate for a half hour or go for those walks. But literally, just letting loose and dancing to your favorite song for the time it's on works amazingly well. And again, if you have a trampoline or you have skipping ropes or anything, that just is the length of the song. Maybe you'll even find that you do 2 songs. That's why you have a playlist. So you just keeps going to the next song and you kind of you're done when you feel Like it's time to move into your day. So number 3 is if you find you're in a pattern of having certain negative thoughts going on or self-chatter, think about writing some affirmations and just have them either on your phone, you can have a little note, or on your screensaver, or even just write on a sticky note and have it nearby, wherever you find your, you fall into negative thoughts. You could even put it in your bathroom mirror, so when you're getting ready in the morning, you kind of see it. And all it is look at what you think when you fall into negative thoughts, and you can actually change it around. So I have one as, what did I write out last night? I am such a failure. I suck. And then it's replacing as I'm doing the best I can. I am amazing. So just reversing what you're telling yourself and put it into a positive. We can always turn our negative thoughts around. And the reason I say affirmations and to have them around is eventually it's to do it so you have something to kind of reach out to in your moments of negativity. And eventually, and this is what I found, is now when I'm having negative thoughts, I literally just switch them around in my head. So eventually, the more you do this, it will become like the switch in you is like, wait a second, I'm having a negative thought. How can I change this into a positive thought? So it's, if you literally, like, it will happen eventually where it will just happen. Again, though, you still have to be mindful. And it's just a process of knowing when and then how to switch it to a positive affirmation. That's all it really is there. But it's really important to have a few, like even 3, wrote out. You notice you keep falling into, like, I'm not good enough. You know, a lot of things, a lot of the times we pick on our bodies. It's like, I'm overweight or I'm fat. It's like, I'm loving the skin I'm in. Or you have to find what feels comfortable for you too, because if we go from this level of negativity talk and try to jump all the way up here without any between here, that's like trying to jump from a trampoline to the roof of your house. We need some form, like there's steps, and we need to take steps in between. Or better yet, so you don't have to worry about like taking steps to a roof, it's stairs. You have to start at the bottom and work your way up. We can't just jump to the top of the stairs. So it's about finding what the next level is. So if you are beating yourself up about your looks or anything, it's just, it's like, I love myself enough to treat myself lovingly. Or I send myself loving thoughts. Anything to take you up the next step. And that's why I said I'm doing the best I can. Because it's not I'm a failure and no, I'm amazing. It's I'm doing the best I can. I am amazing. So, little steps. That will help a lot because sometimes the whole faking it till you making it can be tough. You missed in the middle. Okay. So, I don't know what number we are on. 1, 2, 3. So number 3, So number 4. Create a happy place in your mind. So if you have an actual happy place like that's physical, and I know I do, what I do sometimes is I actually just take 5 minutes and visualize it. It's taking yourself out of the environment you're in. It's kind of like a mini visualization. And you just take your place. You just visualize going to that place or being in that place just for a couple minutes. And it's really just taking yourself out of the environment and just shifting your thoughts. It's really incredible to just have that. So it's creating a happy place in your mind. where you just go for a retreat for 5 minutes. That means you don't have to leave the house to have a walk, or you don't, it just can be as simple as just shifting your view in your mind. And the next one is about smells. So essential oils are amazing. And it's about finding a scent. There's definitely ones that will help relax, like lavender. And I don't know all the everyone that works for what. I'm still learning that. However, I know what I love. And I know certain smells that I love together. When I want energy, I put lime on things or my diffuser. So it's just finding a scent that is amazing. Our lilac bush is starting to bud, and I'm excited for when they blossom. I'm going to bring some into the house because that smell reminds me of the wonderful springtime, and it just makes me happy. So it's finding those smells, either being essential oils or perfume you like, any of those things that work for you. I personally have really dove into the essential oils because I really love the benefits and the naturalness of it, and the just smells are divine. So it's finding certain things that just make you feel really nice and happy. And lavender is one of my favorites for around bedtime. We actually made a magic potion for my kids, where it's lavender and something else I can't remember, and water, and it's in a spray bottle. And we just squirt them in, squirt in the air. It's like it's magic time for sleep. So it smells so amazing, and it really calms everything down at that time. So it's really finding, again, what works for you, but finding a scent that makes you think more positive thoughts and gets into your like happiness, but your happy place. And a big one for me, and this is something I do daily, and it's so easy to do. I'm always reading a book. Now, when I was on my trip, I actually read in the airport coming home, like a novel, which was refreshing. However, most of the time I'm reading inspirational books. So I always have one on the go. So if I have 5 minutes here or there, I pick it up. And actually, the one I'm reading right now is Ask and It's Given to You, or It Is Given. And it's all about changing your vibration and getting to a place of the same vibration as your desires. And it just really keeps me mindful. Where am I? Where are my thoughts going? And anytime that I'm having a negative thought, I read, a paragraph, a couple pages, whatever I have time for. So, and it's just having other books that maybe you've read before nearby. One of the other books I found very helpful, and this is one of our books of the month when I was doing it, is A Daily Dose of Women's Wisdom. And it's literally one page they're little almost affirmations or little thoughts. So they look like this. So it's sitting down and maybe reading one or two when you're finding you can't turn off the negative chatter, the negative thoughts. And it's going in here and just reading somebody else's words where it's like, oh, right. Or just having a mini like aha moment. And it is really incredible to have. I actually dog ear my books. My husband would hate that. And this way I know if I'm having a rough day, falling into negative patterns, this is one of the books I will gravitate to. The other one that I love, and again, dog-eared, is The Power is Within You. And this book, when we were reading it for the book of the month, I even said it's broken up into very small sections, not chapters, but they have, like for here, they have like little stop points here to here. So that's a very short one, and then they'll have like slightly longer, but it's a perfect book to pick up and help you change your mindset. I literally do this every day, and I don't really have a certain time that I read, just life opens up for me where I have a 5 minute window here or a 5 minute window there. Like I have a dentist appointment today, and here's me hoping that I arrive early and I can just read a little bit before. It's just having a book handy. I love the books that fit in my purse because then I will have it with me. And then, if you're in the line of the supermarket, you can just pull it open, or you can do any of the other things as well. Look for things you love in the air, like in your surroundings. Go to your happy place. But the big one for me is I really love reading. And it's literally it's filling me up with positive thoughts. So that's a really handy one to have. And you can even just go to the library and grab books as well. So again, though, I really like something that inspires you. I just shared ones that inspire me. Maybe that's not your thing. Something that really just brings you joy. And so replace your negative talk with an image you love. Now, I mentioned earlier in the chat that last night I had a negative thought. I have them too. Last evening, my husband messaged me before coming home from work saying he was leaving the office. And an hour later, he still wasn't home. Now, it doesn't take an hour to get home. So I grew up with a mom that worries a lot. I have other people in my life that are also worriers. And so it kind of is one of those things I'm still working on. It's been passed down, but it's not my beliefs. It's just one of those things that I get triggered sometimes in those moments. So my brain's going to the worst case scenarios. They're like, oh my goodness, he's not home yet. I haven't heard from him. He hasn't texted me. Like, what has happened? And you go to the worst case scenarios, like an accident and things like that. And what I've learned to do in these moments, because none of these, the hypothetical what ifs, worst case scenarios, don't help us at all. They just put our brains in the stress mode and worry mode, and just they're not serving us, right? So I think of those thoughts. I'm like, oh, I'm having one of these thoughts. Let's change it. This isn't serving me. This is something I still have to work on. And then I think of the beach, a sunset at the beach over the water. That is what I love. So I just pick an image, like I picked an image a long time ago. So when I find that I'm having those worst case scenario thoughts, I literally just picture a sunset. And usually the thoughts just go away. Now, if you find you're continuing, just try again or move on to one of the other things I suggested. It's so amazing just changing your perspective, changing your thought waves to something else, something you love, instead of something you're worried about or thinking could happen that hasn't yet. Just making, the stories up in our minds. We do that a lot, where maybe we're meeting up with somebody that in the past we've had things happen, and we work ourselves up like, what if this happens again? Or, we play out conversations in our minds before they even happen, and we stress ourselves out. So it's taking those moments of really focusing on what you love. This isn't just the images in the room now. It's focusing on something you love. So and this is coming up with it before you're in the moment. Think about it right now. What is it that would make you happy? I just realized I'm way over time, so I'm going to wrap this up real soon, guys. The other one is, so number 8 is start thinking about the things you're grateful for. So you could be like, I'm grateful for my kids, and you can just list out everything. When I was in a really dark place and I had nothing that felt Like I didn't have a family. I didn't have a partner. It was really, there's a lot of things I felt were lacking in my life. So I started small. I was thankful that I had a roof over my head. I was thankful I had legs to walk, arms to drive my car. Like eyes to see. Like I literally started at the things that we sometimes take for granted. So depending on where you are in your life, sometimes it's looking for those little things that we take for granted. And the more you focus on those things, the more things you'll see to be grateful for. This has helped me out of a lot of dark places. Just thinking about the small things that we're grateful for. Because let me tell you, I was in a very dark place at that time. And that actually was what triggered me into my self-love journey and really has changed my life and helped me. I met my husband. So just start small there. And it even helps, like if you want to write it out, you can write it out. And it's just being grateful. The more we focus on what we appreciate, the more things in our life we can, more things to appreciate come in. And it's just shifting that mindset again. So I really hope this helps. I'm so sorry. We do try to keep this 15 minutes. However, I went over. I was just full of so many things. I hope you love it. And I would love to hear from you. What was your favorite one? I'd love to hear. And if you need help getting to the bottom or the root of your emotions, please reach out to me. I am here for you and I would love to chat. And because you're in the Self-Love Club for Moms, I would love to offer you a 30-minute strategy call so we can really figure out what direction to take you in for your emotions. I am so excited. Next week is going to be the Momathon, so there's no coffee chat. However, you will see me a few times and you will have so much advice and tips happening right here. Again, I hope you have an amazing day. Sending you lots of love today. Oh, I actually doing one more thing, hanging on to your seats. Even though we are a little bit behind, I still want to pull a card. The Life Loves You cards. So we've been doing this for a few weeks. So just going to see, what does somebody need to hear today? What do we need to hear today? I think we just pulled this one not that long ago, if not last week. I welcome miracles into my life. Be open to miracles today. You will experience a miracle each time you decide to let life love you a little bit more than before. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye for now.